Hi everyone, so today I'm going to share my essential VS Code extensions that I always loyal to for the past probably 3 or 5 years now. I was a React, TypeScript and Golang developers, so the client is React.js server-side rendering and the backend API side of thing is Golang. But nowadays I just changed my company. I'm got now a full stack React and Node.js. So the VS Code extensions I have here is gonna be primary focus on React and Node.js developer. So the first essential extension that I always use is Docker. So this extension is just like a quick way for you to examine what container you have in your local and what images you have stored in your local so far, and also you can see the Docker network that I have created. And this is just a, like I said before, it's just a quick way to see how many images, containers, network that you have. And you can also see this via command line, Docker command lines, but I kind of prefer this so you don't have to switch to the terminal and start typing Docker commands. This is just a quicker way. And the second essential I probably want to mention for front-end developer is the Eslint plugin and the Eslint extension from VS Code. So this basically just run through your code and do a static checking, linting for you and making suggestions, and it's just useful so you can fix your mistakes straight away without waiting to run lint command before commit your code. And a third essential extension I want to mention is a GitLens. This is super helpful, guys. If you go to the file, you can see when I commit this file, and you can see here this file I commit 8 days ago, and it can also show you the changes that I made. You can see the review commit in sidebar, and I can also quickly revert or push the commit just via click of a button without having to do the command line stuff. I normally do command line, but I just want to show you how quick it is with GitLens, because it shows you who make changes to this file and who commit the code. And it can also connect to GitHub desktop or source tree. And this is import course extension, basically just depends on the users. This is just my personal preference. This basically shows the cost of importing a file. For example, if I look at this import, it shows you actually it only works for, I think, third-party library. It can show you the gzip side if I import these React and all the typings from it. Basically cost me 3 kilobytes, which is quite a lot actually. The React library actually that heavy, but this doesn't take into account of tree checking or filter unused code. Just keep that in mind. Just give you a rough idea of how much code, how heavy it is you actually import into your source code or your app. And I was a Java developer, Golang. I use IntelliJ for Java, and I think Golang for Go, and it's using the same keymap. And because those are created by IntelliJ company, so I've been using that for years. So when I switch to VS Code, I always install this IntelliJ keymap for me to easy to navigate stuff. Yeah, again, this is personal preference. And nowadays, JavaScript, we always use Jest test framework. So this is a really useful extension for you guys, or for me as well, to actually run the test, single test by actually just click on the run test above the describe or it block, and it just run the test for you. Because in Jest it's really hard to run a single test. You have to like do some kind of filter the test name and stuff. But this extension basically just give you the ability to run tests via click of a button, which is really cool. I really love this VS Code Jest Runner extension. I highly recommend it. And the live server, this is basically sometimes I just want to look for my index HTML, what it looks like. I can just open with live server, and that's gonna serve this HTML to the browser, and you can preview it. And the cool thing about this live server is that when you make changes to this HTML, it's automatically refresh the new content to the browser for you. It's kind of like a Webpack dev server. When anything changes, it actually apply those changes and then refresh the page for you. And the most important thing is the theming. I don't really like the default theming from VS Code, and that's why I installed this Monokai Pro theme, and I really like this. This is a color it gives. I just find it's really easy to read, and it just fits my eyes a lot better than the VS Code default theme. Again, it's a personal preference. You can go with item theme or any other theme that you really want or fit your need. And this one also personal preference. Recently I have to deal with a lot of PDF file, and that's why I decided to install this plugin. Basically you can view PDF files in VS Code without have to change to your Finder and open that PDF in Adobe and stuff like that. Prettier, I think this is a must. Every nowadays JavaScript project use Prettier to format your code, and this Prettier extension is just a killer, guys. It just automatically show you the errors, and then it got like option for automatically fix those error for you. And SVG preview, and this is super useful if you work in front end when you have a lot of SVG. I can preview this SVG without even look at the content in it. For example, this one, I can view the content of SVG. Super useful, right? Vscode-icons. This one again, personal preference. This is basically the vscode-icon to install. It basically show the React file, TS file, and also the icons for the folders. It's just super beautiful visuals for me to distinguish which files are which. And because I'm working with style components at the moment, and this one actually really good for syntax highlighting, and also IntelliJ for style components as well. And yeah, it's super useful, and these are all the extensions I have been using and been loyal to for a long time. And if you work in React and using Sass, you basically can install Sass, not style components here. But in general, this is the setup that I follow. I can't think of anything else um, for JavaScript developers or any kind of extensions that you want to mention. Please leave a comment. Again, if you like my video, please give me a like and subscribe to my channel.